carretera esta
Sí.
que sube. Pues a mano izquierda está la carreterita que sube directamente.
Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another walk around a small town here in Spain video. Today I am in the province of Cuenca in a place called Mota del Cuervo, and we're going to have a look at this small town here in Cuenca. So I'm going to turn the camera around and see what's going on in the town. So walking along the main strip here in Mota. This is a town with around 6,000 people, I think. Quite a big town, don't quote me on that. I'll check the exact facts a little bit later and correct myself if I'm wrong. But we'll see if there's any activity in this town. Now the reason I'm here is because there's some interesting windmills which are very typical of the La Mancha area. And this, of course, is La Mancha. But before we look at the windmills, we'll take a walk around the town. We've got the main supermarket here, I think, Consum. We're not going to go in there. Person learning to drive. I reckon that if you're going to learn to drive here in Spain, this would be a decent place to do it. Now, we can see that we've got a bit of activity in this street. Also one of the main streets. We'll cross over here. Avoid the puddle and the leaves and everything that's there. Another driving school there, so I don't know what the story is there with the driving schools, but a lot around, a lot of activity. Now what have we got as far as architecture is concerned? Well, the typical house in this part of Spain, in Cuenca, 2 stories. These ones have been done up, painted, but one here, no. One of the locals walking past me here now. Buenos días. This one's seen better days. I must admit I got a strange look from that woman. I don't think that she's seen too many people like me walking around with a camera in my hand filming this town. She's probably thinking, what's he doing here? There's nothing to see, only a few windmills, and that most likely is true. But I'm going to see if I can find the main town square, Calle Baja Cercado. We'll walk down here a little bit more, and as I said, see if I can find the main square. Got another woman down here, so I'll ask her for directions and let's see if we get an accurate reply. Busy so far, quite a few cars coming up and down the main strip. Noisy. Hola señora, ¿la Plaza del Pueblo?
¿La?
Plaza del Pueblo.
Pues mira, ahora mismo no sé dónde está, porque es que yo no soy de aquí.
¿A que no eres de aquí? De acuerdo.
Tenemos un bar aquí, pero nosotros vivimos en
de acuerdo.
Quintanar.
Pues me imagino que hay una iglesia
Tú
por
bájate,
aquí, ¿no?
Sí, bájate todo para abajo y pregunta por allí, que yo creo que está así a la vuelta, pero no me haga mucho caso.
Vale, gracias. So the second person I come across in this town doesn't know where the main square is because she's not from here. So, undeterred, I continue. Let's see. Now, we've got the civil guard down there. Some more architecture over here. Let's see what's going on over here. Interesting architecture. Don't really want to film the civil guard. They might say something, not sure. But they've come out of a street down here. And I imagine that we're getting closer to the centre. But you never know. Okay, we've got some businesses. A tobacco shop and a fax service and photocopies. And let's be honest, not too many people are sending faxes nowadays. Now I'm going to go down here. There looks to be a bit of activity. Florist shop, yoga studio. And I think we've got the main square not far away here now. I'll ask somebody else. We can see up there on top of the hill, not sure if the camera can pick that up, but the famous windmills, typical in this part of La Mancha. Disculpe, señor, ¿Plaza del Pueblo está por aquí?
¿Perdón?
Plaza del Pueblo.
¿La plaza del pueblo?
Sí, donde está la iglesia y todo eso.
Bueno, esto es una plaza, pero la plaza central,
Ajá.
la plaza central está un poco más abajo.
Ah, vale, vale.
Ya se lo... Sí, coge ese callejoncillo estrecho y va derecho, nada, 100 metros, 150, está en la plaza central del pueblo.
Fenomenal. Muchas gracias,
Venga,
señor. Adiós. So a friendly local telling me how to get to the main square. So I'm going to follow his directions. Let's go. All right, some more locals here. Just done their shopping. Dressed for winter. It's not that cold. It's around 13, 14 degrees today. Don't know whether it's cold to have one of these woolen hats on your head or a beanie. And there are those windmills up there, as we can see. So, was told to turn right here, and that's what I'm going to do. Renovation works going on over here. What's this? Study centre, where kids would no doubt come. Wig shop over here. Don't know what's going on with those wigs, but dodgy. Yeah, so according to the person that I just spoke to, not a lot to see in this town. But remember, the objective of these videos is not to show the best parts of Spain, but the real Spain. And that's what we're seeing as we walk through the streets in this town. Now, the Plaza del Pueblo, the town square, should be here. Let's have a look. And I think this is it. Yes, sir. This is the town square here. So what do we got? Let's have a look around. We've got a pharmacy, bank, Eurocaja Rural. And one thing you'll see in these places is banks that you don't see in other parts of Spain. For example, this one here, Eurocaja Rural. What do we got down there? We'll take a walk down that street a little bit later. Another bank here, Liber Bank. Another bank, Global Caja. And the buildings here, well reformed. Obviously it's a bank paying the rent here. Casa, we can see the Don Quixote thing there. Okay, this looks to be the church or the town hall, or maybe both, not sure. Town hall, I think. Plaza Mayor, sweeper. Let's have a look at what we got here. So, Churria Bar Doblon closed. Town hall. Clock tower, and that's the time, 20 past 11 or 22 past 11. Let's have a look up here, see if there's anything happening. The Calle Imperial. Let's go for a walk up here, and I'll come back around to the rest of the square in a minute. Another driving school going past there, so I don't know what's going on as far as driving lessons are concerned. Calle Imperial, Calle Mayor Alta, and I want to look at this car here, because one thing you'll see in these small towns here in Spain are cars like this one here. Citroen, and that is an old car. I wouldn't want to have to pass the ITV on that car every year. But it's probably in classic status, so you might not have to do it every year, probably every 4 years if it is classic status. Now, 6,000 people, as I said, in this town, give or take a few. And I have seen more people out and about today than I have in other towns. Now, this would be the church, I would say. Let's see if I can get a decent shot of this church. Not the best one I've seen, not the worst either, Ermita de San Sebastián. Oh, it's a hermitage. It's not a church. It's a fairly decent-sized hermitage, I will say. And here we've got the sign telling us what it's about. Not in English, so I'm not going to read too much about the history here. But we can see here that the renovation works were financed by the European Union, according to that sign. Now let's keep walking. There's another interesting looking building here on the corner. We'll continue up the main street and we'll work our way back to the Plaza Mayor after I get up the top here. Spanish flags in the windows there. This is a very patriotic part of the country, Castilla-La Mancha, the province of Cuenca, and this part of the town has seen better days. Got a building there that's being done up. We've got a bar that's closed. Don't know how long it's been closed for. Probably didn't survive the COVID crisis. And quiet, not many people here, except for this vehicle coming up the road. Ford Mondeo. Now, Molinos de Viento. That's what I want to see. But I'm going to have to get the car to get up there. So let's walk a little bit up here and see what we've got. Lots of religious signs here. Esquina de la something, not sure. Well, at the top of this street, I can get an idea of the windmills, so we'll head up here. Again, this part of the town, on the outskirts of the town, cars are coming up here to get out. That's what we're dealing with as far as religion is concerned here. Some people still quite religious here, no doubt, if you've got that outside your home. So let's get up here and get a view of these windmills, and then I'll work my way back down to the main square and then back to the car and head up to the windmills, which I think are accessible by car. Los Molinos de Viento. There they are. I'm not sure we're going to get a better view than that from down here. So I'm going to work my way down this street here, and hopefully this will get us back to the main square. I'll just turn the camera around again so we can see those molinos. Typical for this part of Spain and emblematic at the same time. I'm going to ask somebody if I can get up there by car, because I don't want to be driving around and not have access to those windmills. That's something that I don't want. All right, so heading back down to the main square. This is the parallel street to the Calle Mayor. Una señora ahí limpiando. There's a woman over there doing the cleaning. I'll ask her if I can get up there by car. Hola, señora. ¿A los molinos se puede llegar en coche?
Por supuesto.
Vale.
Tiras, coges la carretera
Sí.
para el monte,
Sí.
la carretera esta
Sí.
que sube. Pues a mano izquierda está la carreterilla que sube directamente.
Fenomenal. O sea que está muy cerca, ¿verdad?
Sí, está muy cerca.
Muy
Ya
bien.
digo, subes coges la carretera para ir a ver monte, pues al llegar a unos pinos está la carreterilla que sube a los pinos, a los molinos que van.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
De nada.
Adiós. Very helpful there was the lady who's cleaning and explaining at the same time. Look at that. Amazing. Calle Lobo. For sale, if anyone's interested. And we'll head back down to the main square. Quiet part of town. I can see that the rains have been heavy in this part of Spain in recent times. There was a storm that came through last week, left very heavy rains. And I'm sure that a lot of these streets would have been flooded as a result of those rains. Car coming behind me, get off the road. All right. So, getting close to the town square again, the main town square. Another building that's been done up here with some nice stonework. Number 28. Here we've got the village postie. All of the letters that he has to deliver today. Doing the same streets over and over again, no doubt. Centro Histórico. Butcher shop down here, carniceria. And then we'll work our way back to the main square. Now let's have a look at this. Curtains in the doorways again. More religious symbols on the outsides of the homes. I think people do that not only to show their faith, but they're probably hoping to get some protection as well, I would say. But again, don't quote me on that because I'm not up to speed with what goes on as far as religious rituals are concerned here in Spain, because I've never really been a part of them. So don't take my word for that. Now, the main square, I'm going to have to go down here. So we'll check this street out here, a bit more modern. But I think this will take us down to the main square. Post office. All right, now let's see if I can find the main square. Here it is. We've got those banks on the corner. We'll get off the main road. Wouldn't want to get run over. And we'll just take a quick look around the square here again, see what type of businesses are prominent here. Let's have a look. All right, so what do we got? We've got a coffee shop, another coffee shop, some other type of bar. Got a fountain here, which is not working at the moment. It's probably only turned on in the afternoon. And these are the main businesses in this town. Mota del Cuervo, as we can see here. And this gives us an idea of what you can do in this town. Keep walking down here. And then I'll head back to the car and up to where those windmills are. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the car, drive up to those windmills on top of the hill, and that's where I'll finish this video off. So let's go. Okay, now I'm at the top. We have a view of the town that I was just walking around in, and this is the area with the famous molinos de viento, or the typical windmills in this part of Spain. So I'll turn the camera around and we'll get a look, and I must say that it is windier up here, hence the windmills. So I'll walk along here, and as we can see, some characters from Spanish folklore: Don Quixote, Sancho Panza, and of course the emblematic windmills, these white windmills that you will see throughout Castilla-La Mancha, or La Mancha in particular. And we'll get another sweeping view of the town as we know, 6,500 people, and a view of these windmills here. So a fascinating part of Spain. Should you be in the area, why not stop off? So I'll wrap the video up here. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you from the next small town in Spain that I visit. Hasta luego.